Hi, and welcome back to Let's Play EG. Today we're doing our violent run of Sector 5. As soon as I find the right save. Oh, there we go. So this sector starts off with a bang. Quite literally, I don't think I've ever played this sector and that soldier hasn't come flying on screen. Must be like a scripted event or something. But anyway, this entire sector is going to be completely chaotic. Just Hazen fighting Kamado everywhere. You'll be seeing so many types of enemies. Speaking of which, here we have the Taisen Troopers kind of true introduction. The guy that we just killed. They're kind of beefy. I think I've mentioned before that they're kind of in between a commander and a soldier. The Taisen version. Did I say Taisen Trooper? It's Kamado Trooper. They also carry with them a shock splitter, which is kind of like a rocket launcher. It's more or less the Kamado rocket launcher. That when it hits a wall, explodes in these little bursts that still do more damage. They also carry, oh my god, a hyper pulse and a green pulse thing. I actually don't remember what that thing's called, but that's besides the point. That thing right there, the green thing. They're kind of a pain in the butt, but not too hard to take out because you can just use rocket launcher twice. You're going to be seeing a lot more weapons that I didn't use in the last couple of sectors, such as the MPFB Devastator and the spread rockets. Just because there's a lot of big enemies in this level and so much easier to take them down with big weapons. Plus, there's a lot of ammo all over the place just from enemies dying, like right there. Dropped Hyper Pulse ammo. I'm just going to call it the Hyper Pulse ammo because I can't remember what the other thing's called. Also, I'm going to take a little HP because I think this was the third recording and I just kept getting killed by stray MPFB shots and stuff. I thought I could make it through on Forge just because that's what I did my test recording on, but it's not worth it. We give the Hyper Pulse a bit more love because I love this weapon. One of the better weapons in the game just because of the stun lock. EG, you can't jump that high. Yeah, there you go. So that room to the left down there is kind of a useless room. Pretty much you can just go up that elevator, go to the right, and not miss anything except for some experience. And let's show off the Buster Gun again, because I haven't used that in forever. And also because I can show off hacking turrets. So when you hack a turret, it just disables them, but they drop ammo. Which is pretty useful, if you know what kind of turret you're interacting with. Oh no, don't hack. No, what are you doing? Oh my god. There's flying there. So you can't get into that unless you have high strength, but if you shoot a rocket right here, it opens up that door right away. And it has a nano overload, and we got nano chaos. I really don't like nano chaos because it's like, oh yeah, it's great for clearing rooms if you get hit. And I've never been a big fan of power-ups in games that require you to get hit, where you really don't want to get hit. Because, well, I guess in EG there's tons of life everywhere, but you just don't want to get hit. It's dumb. So there's a lot of... Oh, hello. So right here, I'm going to let them duke it out while I talk about them. That's a not Taisen, he's Kamado. It's a Kamado Berserker. Kamado Berserkers come all the time with a resonance reflector and a resonance detonator. So projectiles are kind of weak against them, but because the MPFB Devastator fires 3 shots, it's usually your best bet for taking them out. They also come with either a shock splitter or a pulse cannon. And we'll be seeing more of the pulse cannon later in this level. Now, it seems like the Taisen aren't holding up too well to the Kamado in the background there. And over here, we have kind of a secret area, but there's no real reason to go over here. I'm just showing it off for completion's sake. It's a room with a couple turrets in it and a lot of ammo, but you need level 5 strength to get all of it, which I don't have. Just screw strength. Also, you'll find me just wasting rockets sometimes, but it's like, oh look, there's a 3-pack of rockets right there, and hell if I'm coming back this way. Might as well fire off some rockets. Now, up here, I messed up big time, similar to in the first video. There's a Kamado weapon up here, and I ignore it because I don't have high enough Kamado to pick it up. But there's a Kamado station right there. I didn't notice it until my rewatching the videos. And something you might have noticed right there that I might not have pointed out before. Kamado Berserkers explode when they die. You can actually use this to your advantage or disadvantage, mattering on if you're in the blast or not. So yeah, Kamado 6, and I'm like, well, there's no Kamado stations here. Guess I can't pick it up. And there was one right to my fucking left. This door just leads to a different path to the same area that we're going to. But you need high strength, so. Which we don't have. And switching to the machine gun because... Oh wait, Buster Gun. I love the Buster Gun. Buster Gun's pretty good, it's just that it eats through ammo so fast. Another huge fight down here that I'm just going to let them duke it out because... less fighting I have to do, the better. I'll pick off this scout, fire it off an NPFB, and then we're fine, right? Oh crap. I love when the NPFB just comes from off screen. That shit moves so fast. So here we have the main part of the second half of the level. Yeah, I mean, look at that video time. We still got a lot to go. Here's the, what I call long shaft. Wow, that sounds really bad. Anyway. That's going to be the main focal point. Obviously, where we came from, we can't jump back up to. We don't jump high enough. And we're going to have to fix that by the end of the level. Also, there's a lot of switches all throughout this part. I don't know what doors they're exactly opening. I just know I have to hit them all. There you go. I've mentioned this before, but the NPFB is 3 shots right in a row. So that's why it's really good for taking out big groups of enemies, because you'll hit the first one and then it'll just keep going and hit them all in that line. I guess that's why it's the best Hazen weapon. It's just so good. And here I'm just like, okay, what have I shown off? I've been using all the weapons. This level's too long. What the fuck do I use? Buster Gun, sure, why not? Kick him, you're right by them. There we go. So this is a bit of a weird room because there's 2 ways you can approach it. You can either go down the right or you can go down this little corridor, or shaft, but you just have to go back up the right anyway, so you should just come down the right. I guess if you're trying to be stealthy, but then you have to get past those guys, so whatever. I have a lot of experience. Luckily, in the upcoming room, there's a lot of level up stations. So let's use some of those levels that I have. Like I said, I want that shock splitter from before, so let's get Kamado 6. And I need to make a weapon to get the collectibles, so let's take Crack 9. And we'll be making that weapon later. There's also a lot of weapon pickups in this station, so if you're still missing weapons, you can get them at different points. This Kamado, this Elite's a pain in the ass because he has an NPFB and a spread rocket. Just use the NPFB and take him out fast. And I haven't really talked about it, but melee from enemies is really finicky because if you get anywhere near them, they'll hit you. Like, I just jumped over that commander and I should have been fine, but I just got right into his hitbox and he just whacked me. So, I've already hit the level cap, so I came in this room and I'm like, alright, I'm not going to kill anybody except people I need to. Then I got explosive shotgun. And I'm like, shit. Well, explosive shotgun. I mean, how do you not just like abuse explosive shotgun? It's so fucking fun to use. Just like you look at somebody wrong and they explode. Here we'll be hitting another switch that opens up something. I don't even know. And that guy gets to live. That is the one guy I won't kill in this sector. I guess it opened up that door. So, here comes another Berserker. And Berserkers are a pain in the ass. I switched to the Hyper Pulse. I'm like, yeah, Hyper Pulse these guys. And kill nobody. Good job, EG. Switch to your spread rockets. And just take the credit for that kill. I love when you can just chain the Kamado Berserker into somebody else with the kill. Why is the machine gun so bad? Like, I think I said earlier it's alright, but no, it's bad. And here I just get completely confused, because I'm like, oh yeah, Buster gun these guys. No, wait, rocket launcher? Kick? No, go down here. Trooper, kick him. Kick's not, fuck it, just go. And I was just like, I don't even know what I was doing at that point. I think I meant to have strength 6 for that room so I could kick that guy, but I forgot to level it up. Anyway, this is a very handy room that gives you a lot of ammo if you're missing it, which I kind of was. Honestly, I think that the main reason I had a problem with that room down there was I just had no ammo for anything. What was I going to do? Shoot an MPFB at close range? And there I take 2 points in strength, which at this point, I guess now I can kick troopers. I don't know what the kick is for commanders or elites, but that's besides the fact. We got our jump upgrade. That was the main aim of this entire level, was to be able to jump higher. Also, in that little room right there, aside from the shortcut, there's another MPFB Devastator if you missed the one in level 4. Now, we haven't gotten any collectibles yet, and there's only 7 minutes left in this video. The rest of this video is going to be collecting the collectibles. So right up here, aside from some weapons and some stations, there's the ribbon. So apparently EG has a plan. I'm not exactly sure what that plan is. I honestly don't remember. But whatever, she seems to know what she's doing. Down here we're going to the crack station to make that weapon I was talking about. Combine your rocket launcher and your MPFB Devastator and get a nuke. The nuke is an interesting weapon. It uses 3 MPFB ammo, so you can't really fire it a lot. But, you know, I'm not going to talk about it too much because we're going to see it later in the level, and it's awesome. So we're going to want to climb all the way back up here. Our next stop is the poster. But before we get the poster, there's a weapon I skipped over before. And we're going to have to rectify that. So now that I have Kamado 6, we're going to walk all the way back to this middle station thing that's a really weird different color. I guess this is supposed to be like a Kamado thing that dropped down or something. I guess that actually kind of makes sense since there's Kamado logbooks in it. But there's your, that's not an MPFB. That's a shock splitter. And as I mentioned before, the shock splitter is just the Kamado rocket launcher. It hits stuff and then it explodes into these little bursts that do armor damage. It's pretty interesting and it's neat. But we don't need to talk about that. We need to talk about the nuke. And I'll let this explain it. The nuke is so great. It's a big explosion that just hurts everybody on screen. The reason we needed to do that was that wall wasn't broken before, but there was an explosive barrel in front of it. So you use the nuke to destroy that barrel. And I could fight those elites, or I could just keep firing the nuke. The nuke doesn't damage you even though it knocks you back like that. So, I mean, the knockback's annoying, but the damage is great. And here we have a poster of a pretty cool looking guy. He hasn't really been mentioned yet, but I get the feeling we're going to be meeting him pretty soon. I mean, that's usually how these posters work. So I'm just picking up a bit more of the NPFB ammo since I just used up all of it. And that's it for the level. Now, what about the supercharge? We'll be getting that in a little bit. Don't you worry. Right up here, I think all that's left is there's one turret. Yeah, there he is. Let's, just hack him or fail. No. No, there you go. No, don't fire. I don't even need the ammo. So we're going up this elevator shaft. It's going to stop early. We have to climb up the rest of the way. But after that is our boss fight for the sector. And I'm going to be quiet for that cutscene. So one thing to note about the Kamado assassin Asha. He has an instant resonance reflector, so projectile weapons aren't going to work on him. This includes the shock splitter, the rocket launcher, the MPFB Devastator. Those aren't going to hit him. Also a thing to note, well, after I fuck up with another rocket just to, drill that in, he's not hurt by machine gun type weapons either, so the machine gun or the hyper pulse or anything like those. He also has a pulse cannon. If he's holding his gun down low, you want to jump over it. If he's holding it up high, you either want to jump over him or duck it. But Asha can't dodge short-range weapons. So your shotgun, your buster gun will hurt him. You can also kick him to do damage. Now, Asha has a very odd super move. It's not easy to dodge, but doesn't do a lot of damage, and it's coming up right now. There you go. Raining laser daggers. It does armor damage, but Now, Asha doesn't have a lot of life, but we're not taking it off very fast, and honestly, that's really annoying. But he dodges everything. So, let's use something he can't dodge. Just wait now. That was bad. And get out. And by using it, we get the supercharge. So, the Kamado have landed, they're killing the Taisen, everything's completely chaotic, and we don't know where Dan is. But apparently, EG has a plan. I don't know what that plan is, but she has one. So that was it for Sector 5, and I'll see you guys over in Sector 6.